Welcome to Wesley Impact. I'm Keith Garner. How important is it to be part of a work that's larger than yourself and which benefits those around you? Welcome to the programme. I'm looking forward to sharing with you today. At Wesley Mission, we're continually looking for ways to be effective in our community and to walk alongside people who are most vulnerable. When developing our programmes, we consider not only the people who will benefit from our work, but also the people who will help to deliver our services. Through all that we do, we seek to foster a sense of community among our staff and volunteers and continually reminding ourselves that the impact of our work is bigger than all our individual efforts. Today, I'd like to look at 3 areas of our work at Wesley Mission where we do just that. Firstly, we'll walk together by exploring Vico's story, one young man in our Wesley Kickstart programme. We'll then look at Ian and Paul, people who live within a disability situation but find meaningful employment at Wesley David Morgan Centre. And we'll also hear from one young lady and also her family, benefiting from the work we do with our young mothers looking for re-entry into the workforce after taking time out to raise their children. We'll be joined by Deb Ezzy-Walton and Craig Gower and the band to sing Goodness of God. And today I'll be talking about the fullness of God in which lives Jesus Christ in all his fullness. And this is how we will see God's glory and live by it. It's a full programme again this week, but first, through Wesley Mission's Take Charge of Your Life programme, we work with young people between the ages of 18 and 21 years of age. This is usually after they finish that statutory foster care situation and they now transition out of foster care into independent living. Through Wesley Delmar, we've seen hundreds of young people come into our care in their early formative years, while their peers who have supportive parents and family members are given an opportunity to continue their education and obtain qualifications that will lead to meaningful employment. To address this issue, we started Wesley's Kickstart programme, a work which gives young people a place to call home, a sense of community to belong to, and more importantly, the support and life skills training needed to contribute to our community in years to come. Let's take a look at one young person's story.
I'm 18 years old. I've been in foster care since I was 3. I'm in foster care with Wesley Delmar, and my placement broke down recently, so I got offered a spot here. I was living in foster care homes and some of them weren't very supportive, so I didn't really get to learn that kind of stuff till I came here. Because like before, if I went to the shops, like my parents would be buying all the food. But also like I've been in boarding since year 7, so that's another reason why I didn't have all those life skills, because meals prepared, everything done for you. The first time I walked in and saw what I had, I was pretty I thought it was pretty unbelievable, because it was just such a nice place. Like everything's there for you to use and stuff. It's really good living here at Kickstart. It looks nice, shower's really good, laundry and a dryer, so I don't have to wait for my clothes to dry. Free Wi-Fi. They help you with being independent and teach me how to cook and clean and what to buy when I go to the shops and how to budget and stuff, which I didn't know how to do before. Eventually I'll be able to move out and do it on my own. Yeah, it feels really good, especially that it's just for foster kids, so I can meet other kids with similar experiences. Recently a new girl moved in and stuff, so just talk about individual stories and stuff. and how we ended up living here and like plans for the future. I'm at high school at the moment, studying for my ASR. But when I go to university, I want to study social work so I can help foster kids like me and like bring my own personal experiences to the table and like have more of a wholesome understanding of it all. Yeah, the mentors are really important. Like Ian's in the house and he'll tell me like what I need to do, like help me out if I need any help, and like if I need to go to the shops to get some food or that sort of stuff, like guide me with if I'm doing anything wrong, like cleaning and stuff like that. So like all the people that work at Wesley Mission and Wesley Delmar, I'd just like to say thanks, and I appreciate what you've done for us, and I'm glad that someone cares.
If you would like to learn more about Wesley Mission, visit wesleymission.org.au. You can find help in our community services, connect with our church and congregations, discover a volunteer role that suits you, stay up to date on the latest news and information, donate to support our work, and help make a positive difference in your community. You can also connect with us on social media and subscribe to receive the latest news and information about Wesley Mission directly into your inbox. Visit wesleymission.org.au.
Once again, don't hesitate to be in touch if you'd like to find out more about Wesley Mission's work or if we can help you in any way. The contact details are there for you on the screen. Through Wesley David Morgan Centre, Wesley Mission provides corporate packaging services to private companies and government departments. The unique aspect of that work is that our floor staff are all people who are living with a disability. The work began in 1972 and is now, as it's always been, more than a workplace. The centre provided social interaction and extracurricular activities in addition to the opportunity to develop skills in a workplace environment. Over the years, the David Morgan Centre has evolved and adapted to the changing landscape of disability services. Today, the centre offers sustainable and competitive business services in gardening, property management, maintenance, landscaping, packaging and cleaning. The people who work in these businesses are supported in their employment where there is the need for diverse abilities. And as we see how the workplace interacts, as more and more living among our employees are people with disability, and it's a place, just like any, a real workplace.
My name is Paul Barnes. I've been here 30 years. When I came here with my parents, we met Jack Wilkins, who was a very lovely man. He shook our hands, including mine and my mother and father's. He introduced himself, and that's when the ball started to roll. And he took all three of us into his office. He had a clipboard in how much strife I was in, and he said to me, we are about to change that. We're about to swing that around.
My name is Ian Nichols. I've worked here for 40 years this year. I'm an assistant supervisor in the factory, and what we do is help the new people when they come in, be a spokesperson for them.
I rang up at least 4 times and asked when I was about to start, and they said on Monday the 29th of March 1984. And when I slammed down the phone, I said to Mum and Dad, it's all systems go, and they were absolutely thrilled. They was proud as punch, and I had been here all this time.
David Morgan Centre is important because people like us can go and do a day's work and feel accepted doing something in the community.
I felt like if I was part of a career and also part of the furniture here at David Morgan, and felt very lucky to have a a mental disability and felt lucky that I'm still here and I will be here for quite some time to come.
They come to me because I used to be an employee rep. I used to be on the safety committee, and they come to me with any problems, even Paul Barnes. Paul Barnes, me, don't see eye to eye. Sometimes they're right, sometimes they're wrong, and sometimes I'm right, and sometimes I'm wrong. But he's all right. He's not the worst one here. No, he's all right.
When my name was mentioned, I went up to the Premier of New South Wales. He handed me my 30 years long service leave certificate, and I was overjoyed. I was like your fireworks, it just exploded in the air, and it was the proudest moment of my life. And I went, yahoo! My speech was about the 30 years being in this place, and the friends I've got here.
Paul's good qualities are that he's, I don't know, he's always here, and he always tries to do the work. He tries to do the work, and he gets on with most people.
To tell you honest truth, it's going to be extremely difficult and very hard to move away from here. I've just got so many friends here that it's going to be very hard for me to say goodbye in the next 25 or maybe more years.
Through Parents Next, Wesley Mission works with people who are looking to re-enter the workforce after taking time out to raise their children. We provide community support and workplace skills training to enable people to reconnect with their local community and build a support network. As we'll see now, the benefit is not just to the individual, but to the entire family. And then afterwards, we're going to be joined by Deb Ezzy-Walton and the Wesley Impact Band to sing Goodness of God.
Parents Next is a free specialised service that assists parents with children under 6 years of age prepare and plan them for their future employment. And this entails connecting them within services within the local community.
My name is Diane and I'm 32 years old. I've got two sons. My eldest is 7, his name is Raiden. My youngest one, he's 5 years old, his name is Manix. We do want a future for our kids. We want them to look at us as role models.
What I like about working within Wesley Parents Next program is the ability to help each individual parent that lives within our community access the services they require and also have a balance to fulfil a dream, the life that they wanted.
I'm a stay-at-home mum. My youngest started kindy this year, so I thought, better to get some new skills, and Parents Next is a great way as it is funded, and after we finish the course we do get a certificate, so that will help me with future employment. Their team was absolutely great. They were very helpful in assisting in all ways. They'd made sure if we needed any assistance with any of our work, they wanted to make us help us really pass.
The Wesley Parents Next program will help parents realise what their short-term goals will be, whether it's reigniting their passions for something they want to do as a child, within work or study. It could be helping them, balance and have a harmonious family life.
It has helped me gain friends as well as more knowledge and to further my skills in a specific course.
We've seen a huge impact on the community and on our participants. We have many participants who, I guess the first thing is that really increase their self-confidence.
My future is now brighter knowing that I will be completing this course to obtain a certified certificate. So Parents Next is a great program to get involved with.
Your mercy never failed me. All my days I've been held in your hands. From the moment that I wake up until I lay my head, oh, I will sing of the goodness of God. of the goodness of God. Oh, I'm gonna sing of the goodness of God.
I rarely talk about a concept like supremacy, because the word is often associated with negative concepts like white supremacy and so on. However, in Colossians 1, we're given an understanding of the supremacy of Jesus Christ. Let me read from that first chapter of Colossians. The Son is the image of the invisible God, the firstborn over all creation. For in him all things were created, things in heaven and on earth, visible and invisible, whether thrones or powers or rulers or authorities. All things have been created through him and for him. He is before all things, and in him all things hold together. And he is the head of the body, the church. He is the beginning and the firstborn from among the dead, so that in everything he might have the supremacy. For God was pleased to have all the fullness dwell in him, and through him to reconcile to himself all things, whether things on earth or things in heaven, by making peace through his blood shed on the cross. Once you were alienated from God, and were enemies in your minds because of your evil behavior. But now he has reconciled you by Christ's physical body through death to present you holy in his sight, without blemish and free from accusation. If you continue in your faith, established and firm, and do not move from the hope held out in the gospel. This is the gospel that you have heard, and it has been proclaimed to every creature under heaven, and of which I, Paul, have become a servant. When you read these words of Paul, written to an early Christian community, we're told that Jesus Christ contains all the fullness of the very nature of God. The fullness of the Godhead bodily dwelleth in our Lord. All things are created through him and for him. We often forget that Jesus Christ was there at the beginning, at creation. When we talk about Jesus Christ being God made man, he was there as God. He's before all things. This is where the supremacy concept comes in. He's before all things. There's no line in which he's just a part of. He's before everything. He's the head of all God's people, the church. Now, it's okay for church people to say that, but it's a bigger statement than it might look. He is the head of the church. So any understanding of Christian belonging and Christian belief is that somehow he is above all that. Then the words, so that in everything he might have the supremacy. He might be given that very important place, which is above all things, beyond all things, that which is supremely important. We recognize that. And we're holding together two very, very different pictures, but they're both important. One is the humility of Christ. That is the servant nature of Jesus Christ, which we see so perfectly displayed as we go by the way of the cross. And the other is the supremacy of Christ. Now, these two things are not disconnected. They're vitally important. They speak to one another. They play off one another. They somehow add to our understanding of God. It is not a case of God is one thing and not another. He is both and these things. J.B. Phillips, the Bible translator who wrote his own paraphrase of the New Testament, wrote another little book called Your God is Too Small. In it, he explores the fact that we have such a small understanding of God. It's a fascinating title for me, and it opens up for me so many different essential truths. Is the way we understand God sometimes so restrictive, so constrained, that we don't really see the fullness of what God has to say to us? The truth is that we want a God that is big not only in terms of size and power, but big in terms of concepts, so that we understand that all the fullness of God, Everything that God is has been poured into the person of Jesus Christ. The fullness of the Godhead has been put into the body of Christ, so that his words, his ways, his actions, the way he teaches, the way he lives, the way he dies, and the way he rises, all display what is his nature. And so there is no doubt that we can talk about the supremacy of Jesus Christ, because we know that that's at the heart of everything as we seek to communicate with other people. It's good to know where our strength comes from, where our power is, and where the love of God, the compassion of God is most superbly and supremely seen in the life and in the person of Jesus Christ himself.
If you would like to contact Keith and find out more about today's program, write to us at Wesley Mission, Post Office Box A 5555, Sydney South 1235, or you can send us an email to impacttv@wesleymission.org.au. On our website, you can catch up on past episodes of Wesley Impact, find out more about our work, read online magazines and articles, and connect with us on social media. You can also connect through Keith's blog and stay up to date on all the latest news and information from Wesley Mission, wesleymission.org.au.
So have no hesitation in touching base with us, as we can help you or a loved one in some way, and if we can, we will. The details are on the screen once again. Let's take a look now and see what we have coming up in the life of Wesley Mission.
Generating Hope is the theme of the next Celebrating Faith service at the Wesley Theatre on Sunday the 4th of August at 6 p.m. With special music and an inspiring message, this service is an event not to be missed. Wesley Mission is holding a Wills Day on Thursday the 29th of August at the Penrith RSL Club, where you can have your will professionally prepared by an independent solicitor from as little as $60. Bookings are essential, so please visit wesleymission.org.au/wills to reserve your appointment. Wesley monthly stalls are on again on the 15th of August. Come and grab yourself a bargain from one of the many specialty stalls. This year, the Wesley monthly stalls are supporting our work with the homeless at Wesley Edward Eager Lodge. The annual City to Surf Fun Run is coming up on Sunday the 11th of August. It's a great day out and a wonderful opportunity to help Wesley Mission raise funds for our many homelessness services.
It's good to know we have regular viewers of Wesley Impact. Thank you for joining us for this time today. Contact us if you have any questions about the Christian faith, or if you'd like to know more about the work that we do. Wesley Mission's a 24/7 church. Doors are always open, and we're there to offer support and care. Hope you found the show good, and we hope to see you at the same time next week here on Wesley Impact.
Wesley Mission supports foster children transitioning into adulthood through Wesley Take Charge of Your Life. To find out more, visit wesleymission.org.au.